All right, guys, it's June 10th. It's evening update. Let's run through this pretty quick here. We'll start with BTC and then work our way to ETH. So I'm entertaining this diagonal here. And the way I count it is that this is an A, B, C, something like that. That's a possible count. We'll see if it plays. On the 1 hour and the 30 minute, it looks good. Looks good. Um, what that would be, as long as this holds right here, as long as this level holds right there, we could still have a 1-2, 1-2 on our hands. And that means we get a huge, once this comes down here, we get a huge bullish move later. So that's still on the table. You can't invalidate that until this bottom gets broken. So I'm hoping that bottom doesn't get broken because then we can be a lot more bullish. If it comes down here to my 127 here where I got this line, that's perfect. I mean, that's a perfect zone here. So I'd like to see us come on down. So I'm going to be short down here till about 30, 31, 31K. And I'm still going to be entertaining the idea of a 1-2, 1-2. And a really, really big move coming after that. We're talking major, major move. Something like that. Be looking at this as a flat. After which I'd be watching for this. That's my primary count until I can't have that count anymore. It's simple, it's plain, it makes sense of everything that's going on, and I think it's still in play. When does that get invalidated? Um, it gets invalidated at the break of this low right here. Right there. 30K, something like that. Right around 30K gets invalidated. All right, that's my primary count. Any questions about that, guys? So now let's just zoom in and see how this is playing out. The second one too is right here of the third right here. So we're looking at something like this. One, oh, 1, 2. It needs to finish 3, 4, 5. Those would be the 5 subwaves of the third. And that's what a 1-2, 1-2 is. 1, 2 is the first 1-2. The second 1-2 is of the subwaves of the third. This is kind of bigger and elongated, so one might say, hey, it's not a likely count. I'm not going to invalidate it until the break of that low at 30,000. Okay? All right. So let's zoom in and do a little bit more work on this wave. So what they've done is if that count is correct, they have complexed the second 2 wave to be an ABC, and the C wave is an ending diagonal expanding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just an idea. It may not play, but that makes sense of the count. Puts our wave here at the 127. Draw a trend line here. Right down here somewhere. This is where we'd want to go long. This is where I'm thinking about going long. Okay. It doesn't mean I'm going to go long. I'm going to be thinking about going long there. See if the market gives it to us. Now let's zoom in and see if this wave is looking good for that. So let's go a little further in. How about the 3-minute chart? Beautiful. Okay, I'm seeing this as an impulse and then a WXY. Okay, the next impulse and then a flat that's finished or should be close to being finished. Pull the retrace on the B wave there. We've hit the perfect zone for this, so it's really close. If it's not done, it's really close to being done. Maybe one more hit to the high right here, and I think that's going to go short. The RSI supports that. You'll notice that the RSI has come up and reset, almost overtaken the top of that wave, but it has not done that in price. On the 5-minute chart, it's almost done that. It's pretty nice. So I see some hidden bear there. It's not overwhelming, but it's not underwhelming either. So that looks pretty good. I like it. I like this for a 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then looking for the 3, 4, 5 to finish. And that's going to allow us to come on down here. And that makes sense, but it needs to come down as an impulse. So it's going to come down pretty hard and get everybody pretty bearish. This might be a good short right now. Looks decent, doesn't it? Looks decent for a short. Let's see if this is giving us the... haven't quite hit the golden zone yet. So there may be a little bit more up to go, or this has hit the 50 and it's good to go to the downside. Let's see. A way you can know it's finished on the 10-minute chart, 5-minute chart, draw that line right there. You get a break of structure, you're good to go. Good for a bullet, probably. Short. 5-minute chart, break of structure, you'd probably be good to go. If you get some divergence along with that, it's even better. So that's the way I'm looking at the market right now. That's my. So I'm thinking bearish right now, down to the downside for this wave to continue. I believe that's where we're headed tonight and tomorrow. Maybe into Monday. Let me try to see if I can see it a different way. You guys still with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. The
Uh,
stream keeps cutting out, but you're recording this, right?
yep, I'm recording. Why does my screen keep cutting out? It's my
Yes, sir.
laptop. Guys, I ordered a new computer today, so or the components I'm going to be building it, so hang in there. And I got my other desktop working again, so I'll start doing my lives on my desktop again. Shouldn't have any problems from there.
Nice.
Sorry, guys, but yeah, I did buy a new computer today, so Um,
Jim, can I pop a quick question?
you just wasted it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You just asked the quick question on asking for a quick question. Unfortunately, you can only pop a quick question one time.
Can I pop a second or a third?
You just did it again. So,
That was the second.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry. No thirds allowed. No, go ahead. What's up, Brad?
Is it does the RSI support a WXY basically where this move up is just sort of an A, you get a B, and then you get a C? Yeah, ugly correction up, so it winds up trying for 34 for 34.2 again, breaks the high.
I don't know what that would be in the count. I don't have a count. I don't have an overarching count for that makes sense to me.
I'm messing around with just WXYs instead of an ending diagonal. It's a WXY with a nested WXY. And I don't know if that if it so for the overarching
You
count it
just
would
like to
be.
complicate it a lot, don't you?
I love complicated stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm just in the business of keeping it simple until it complexes itself. Um, so this, I mean, and I think you're on too small of a time frame. I want to see, you know, what's this count of this, and what's the context for how you're handling the entire move. And so, but I don't want to see every stinking wave labeled. I want to see just a simple, okay, just a basic chart that says, I mean, here's my basic chart. This is my basic count here. A, B, C ended right there at the bottom of this wave. Okay, that's one idea. Or C ended at the bottom of this wave, and that's my first count. And now I'm getting an now I got an A, B, and this. All of this for me is my part of my C up, and that's how I'm reading that. And so, in light of that, I can now give you a count that fits within that scheme. It's a one, just real simply, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this right here is just the secondary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the third. So I have to change my angle of the wave here to kind of draw it properly. See how easy that is? That's simple. I understand it. I don't need to see every sub count of every wave, right? I've got a simple concept there. And so your charts tend to be so overwhelmingly filled with stuff. I can't ever make out the simple count that you're advocating within a larger context. Does that make
Where's
sense?
that idea invalidated?
This idea gets invalidated at 30K.
Thank you.
Breaks the two.
Yep, right here. So this whole chart gets invalidated at 30K. So that's what I like about it too. I've got a clear invalidation. I can trade it, and it's close. So I'm going to be short down to this area, and then we'll see what happens. For now. Now, let's see. My alternate idea is that, and this I don't like as much, but this is my bearish count. This is about as simple as I can get here. That's a W. This right here was the X wave right there. Now we're getting the Y wave. I don't like the way it measures.
Does the Y can the Y come to the 618 or the 786, or does it have to go to
786.
the one?
Well, I always project it to the 1, but the 786 would be okay. So the way that measures,
618 would not be valid.
generally not, no. I mean, it's not. I don't know that it's invalid. It's that wouldn't be common at all.
You'd want to look for a different count at that
Exactly.
point.
Yep. Yep. 786 I'd be okay with. So yeah. So that's my bearish count. Simple as I can get there. A already got the B. We're in the 1 2 1 2 1 2 of the downside C wave, and all these are just a series of 1 2s to the downside. Super bearish. And so that's the way I would. I got an ABC up. I got a 1 with an ABC
So
up. That's
you got
2.
you got a simple up count. You got a simple down count.
1 2
There
1 2
there is a
1 2.
sideways count.
To me, this is just sideways enough. I just don't think it's going to go sideways anymore. I think it's about to break out, up or down. There's a point at which this loses any kind of symmetry or understanding in simple wave. When you just go back on the chart, just I'm seeing it. I just don't see this going sideways anymore. The sideways count is you'd have to say this is the end of ABC. This was A, B. Now we're going up for C, something like that, and then we're gonna do this, and then this, and then, I mean, it's
Yep.
yeah. No, I don't see that. I okay. Let me just say it this way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I wouldn't gravitate to that. It doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
me
there's no right or
from
wrong.
right exactly. I love what Wax said today earlier. It was awesome. I mean, he said exactly, but that's too complex for me, and it causes you to miss the simple count that's in front of you. To me, you need to start simple and work complex as the chart complexes itself. In other words, the simple count is going to be invalidated as the complex develops. But if you're only
Yeah, it's
trading,
one way to
if
approach
you're
it is
only
to
trading the,
basically
if you're only focusing on the complex, you're going to miss the simple move.
right trade the simple until invalidation, then go more complex. And that seems to be like just it's a better way to find the high probability trade. I do agree with that. I do see that.
And for me, I'm just like I don't need to bog my brain down. You said you have ADD, and so to me, you're shooting yourself in the foot by having too many things going on in your head. I, just what's the next simple move that we can watch for? And that's the way I mean that's the way I try to keep my lives. If I start entertaining 15 counts, well, I'll be frustrated and get lost in the count. Um, I'm looking at this as a flat. It's kind of an ugly flat. There's another way to look at this. Does anybody have an idea how else? So I'm looking at this as a flat right there. Does anybody know how else we could look at it? I'll give you a hint.
I've got a chart up with a fractal that looks like it wants to play out.
Come on, I'm trying to help you here.
A 3-wave, 7-wave pullback.
Come on. It's a candy cane with one more hit. What do I call that when I see a candy cane with one more hit?
Ethereum.
Y'all aren't helping me at all. I feel failure as a teacher. When you see a candy cane and then one more hit, I call that 5 waves. That is a 5-wave shape. The rollover candy cane is your 4th wave, and then that's 5. But this looks very 3-wave-ish, doesn't it? That looks very 3-wave-ish. This looks very 5-wave-ish. I like this as a flat. the way you project where this is going to go, just throw the retrace on the B wave and look for it to get up to the to the 1 to 1, to the 123, and the 127 area. Those are key zones there, and this is beautiful. So I like this. I like this as a flat right now.
So you would make that an A wave of the flat or the C
Nope,
wave?
that's
C
it.
wave of the
A,
flat.
B, C. That's the flat. Now we're done. We go on down. And this would be an impulse. Impulse 1, 2, looking for wave 3. Oh, of this subwave. And I see this is 1. WXY is 2. 1, 2. And that means it's going to be a big wave to the downside. Look, the RSI on the 5 minute supports it. RSI on the 1 hour has plenty of room for the downside. My wave projection here as my diagonal, my idea supports a big move to the downside. I have a lot of confidence in this count right now, unless this comes up and breaks that high, or breaks this high, breaks this trend right here. If it comes up and breaks that, I'm not so happy anymore. I'm going to reevaluate my count. I'll invalidate this idea. So I'm looking for it to do that. If it doesn't do that and it goes up here, then I'll invalidate that and look for another count. But for me, that makes the most sense, because when I look at the correlation of Ethereum, it's doing exactly what I expect. It has hit the 127 area. It's hitting the golden zone for reach at my box here. This is what I've been waiting for. It's looking really possible. Again, I'm seeing this as a flat. It's a beautiful flat on Ethereum. Look at it. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. That's what a flat is. Let's measure the retrace of the B wave. Now this is coming up to the 1618, which is fine. But the other way to find it, and look at the bearish divergence on this chart. Anybody see it? Saw it better on the 5 minute. See this? This is almost overtaken that peak. Not quite. But it's coming up pretty deep. It's making me think it's getting ready to go down. Got a good short in Ethereum coming. Now, what is that in the grand scheme of things? Well, remember where we are. It's critical. So we got one. Keep in mind our count. This is a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a 3-wave pullback. Remember what I drew last week or several nights ago? I'm like, guys, most likely we're going to get a move back that's going to look kind of impulsive, and it's going to roll over and come back and hit the low again. And that's exactly what it seems to be doing. We got to move up. I think it's just going to come on down, hit the low again, take out this liquidity, and then go on up. And that's going to allow ETH to do that, and that's going to allow Bitcoin to come on down and do that, and then
If
up.
that's a second wave, the second wave, shouldn't it not go into the zone of the 1?
It's not a second wave.
Leading diagonal 1, posting a 2 right now.
Leading diagonals, the 2 and the 4 overlap right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just ABC. C wave gets 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking for 5 waves here.
Your macro on this is not the same as BTC, like a 1-2.
My macro count,
Yeah, sorry if I missed the beat.
I got a leading diagonal in the macro ETH. Excuse me. You can see my 5 waves here. And then a flat A, B, C. And the C wave gets 5 waves, which we're making the 5th right now. We're in the middle of the 5th of C. It's my current count.
And that's not a 1-2 to the upside for starting the third
Of
after
course
that?
it is, yeah. It's either A, B, and up, or 1, 2, and up for a third.
Right, so my question there was if you have a 1-2, is the second allowed to hit the first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The 4th can't come to the 1st. 2 can come all the way down to the bottom here. It just can't break the low.
The
Is
second
it
can
po-
come all the way down to the second.
But it can't. It can. No, it can come all the way down to the bottom of 1, but it can't break it. This can't come all the way down here and break that low. It can stop even with it, but it can't break it.
It can even break the 2,
Yes. Well, the 2 of what? The
the,
the
the
the,
2 of the wave up.
the first 2, yeah. So the bigger 2 wave here can break this, yes, but it can't break the origin of 1, the lowest point of 1. And that what's that in the grand scheme of things? Same count. A, B, and now we're getting C. And C is 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jim, I have a question.
I'm here to answer.
Uh, on the same count that you're looking at right now,
Yeah.
do you see us ranging before for maybe like a couple days, then a drop? Is it possible?
It doesn't look like it to me. It looks like it's just ready to go down. I mean, it may take a day or so to make its way down, but I think it's going to just trend down. I'm short right now. After this 3 wave move up, I'm short right here, and I'm looking for it to go way down. Um, where would I expect it? But I don't think it's going to range sideways. No. Now, once this finishes, we may not get a V-shaped third wave. It might just start off slow. For instance, it might come down and then start work up for a really short 1 and then a 2. And that would take 2 or 3 days there to make that happen. And then go on up after that, right? So yeah, they could slow this down at the beginning of the new wave once they get down here. But I'm going to get long down here because they might just start pumping it after that. Because if this is right, if my count is right, then this is the third of the third. Or this is the third wave, I should say. We don't want to mess with it. We want to be in that sucker. That answer your question, buddy?
Yes, it did. I was just wondering, you see those lines that you drew? Uh, could we be like just like almost like a fake out and then range in next to the lines and then a drop? Would that change the count or no?
I wish I understood exactly what you're saying. Tell me where. If I go closer in, does that help? Okay. Where are you talking?
You said we're ranging between two lanes right now, right?
I don't think we're
Where
ranging.
it's
I think I
between.
think we're going down impulsively right now. I think it's about to get going pretty fast again.
Okay, okay.
I, I'm not. I hope I'm hearing you right. I had this problem earlier
Are you
communicating with others.
are you referring to the two lines you had drawn earlier, where it's in the channel?
Yes, yes, in the channel.
At BTC here,
Yes, sir. Like, could
I
you see it like ranging, like for example, just a little bit longer, and they're close to those channels, the top channel, then like maybe like a small up move, then a down, like a fake out almost.
I mean, to me this was the fake out today. We already got it. You see how quickly they dumped it afterwards? They got out of town. And now they're bringing us up with a flat again. I think it's going to start dumping again. I don't think it's going to range, personally. Now, I might be wrong, but the RSI is overbought and with hidden bear. And that's a flat. So I don't know how long they're going to take it to go. But I think they're going to start trending it down to the downside here. It may take a couple of days to go down and finish the structure. I mean, to get all the way down here, it may take a day or two to do that.
The reason why I'm saying this is because what I noticed is that usually before any like sharp move, they collect orders, kind of orders, up down, and then they take a move.
Right? To me, right here, this was a pretty decent little ranged area right there. They're just pulling back and continuing. I feel like they have done that.
Yep, on the 2 hour. Yep, I can see it.
So I feel like my best guess is I think we're coming down tonight. I don't know how fast and how far, but I think we're coming down tonight. Now, if I'm wrong, we're gonna know pretty quick, right? Because our stop is just up here, so we're gonna know a break of this.
Yep, it
A,
makes sense.
so a break of this level here and a break of that hot top there invalidates everything I'm saying. But this looks good for a three wave up, and I like this to begin a down wave. Looks pretty decent. But again, my primary count can be invalidated pretty quickly if we don't get this down move tonight. Because both of my counts, and that's what I really try to do, is correlate the charts. And I think that helps me. So I'm looking for this down. So just looking for this way. Remember how I was talking to y'all about we had a really pretty three wave up and then one more. Let's take this out, take that out, and then let's go. So don't be afraid to long it down here. But I think it's going to fake everybody out tonight. I think they're going to start trending it down. And shoot, we got the daily close here in about 20 minutes. So shenanigans are on the way. So, but yeah, I think they're going to come on down. It's going to get everybody pretty bearish the way it's going to come down. And then they're going to start trending it up. So who knows how they're going to play it.
What's the bottom target? please?
30K, roughly 31. I don't want it to break 30K. If it breaks
How
30,
about on Ethereum?
yeah, let me give you a target there in a minute. I got to pull it. I was in the process of doing that. I got stopped for some reason, or I got sidetracked. So BTC, if we break 30K, guys, we got a different count. We got a different count. My 1212 is no longer valid. Okay, so 30K 1212 to the upside is not valid. That doesn't mean it can't go up. It just means it's going to go up in a different way. Okay. So let's cross that bridge when we get there. I've already talked to you about those scenarios, um, but not to
Yeah.
confuse you. But if we break 30K, we're looking at something like this instead. If we're going to go up
Yeah.
at all, otherwise we're ultra bearish, guys, and this is just going to keep going down. If we don't get this, we're just going to keep going down. So 30K needs to hold. If it doesn't hold, we get more bearish. But as beautiful as ETH looks, I just think we're going up. But maybe it looks too beautiful. Maybe that looks too beautiful.
We do have bullish divergence on the higher time frame,
Oh,
don't we?
yes, we do. It's beautiful too.
On
4 hour,
the
two.
12 hour.
Yeah, the 4 hour, the 2 hour really has nice. I mean, it's all over the chart.
That's what concerns me about going down for that last hit is that doesn't that wipe that divergence out?
No, no. As long as it doesn't break the last low, and it'll create regular divergence.
Right. The thing is that it would have to. I would think if it.
The price can break
I
the
would
low,
think.
but the RSI shouldn't break the low, and that'll create regular divergence. I'll show it to you in a minute.
It seems if we get that the next hit to the low, then we would probably head to 1850 or low 1800s to create that bullish divergence.
No, um, I'm watching 2000. Tim, let's watch 2K.
Okay.
It could go lower, but I think 2K is a nice round number, and that 2K is right around this structure right here. It's the top of this wave, bottom of that wave, and it's right around the 1618 there. So wicking the, maybe even 1950 or something, just a wick down there.
Well, 1975, I pick up another Ethereum off my short profit.
Well, there you go. I hope you get it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so back to you, Dan. So on the 1 hour, for instance, we already had divergence one time, and we played the long. See this right here, how that went up and that went down? So we played that long. It's over now. And I said when we played it, it's going to be temporary, and it certainly was. So now I'm looking for this to come on down one more time. Come on down here. What it's going to do is bring this down, but it's not going to break this low here. And that's going to give me an upward slope and a downward slope. And that's going to give us even better divergence on the 1 hour.
Nice. Now that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as long as this comes down and the RSI comes on down and we don't break this low, then that's going to keep that divergence bullish. So we'll not only have hidden bull on the 4 hour, we'll have regular bull on the 1 hour. That's just multiple time frame divergence. It's just go. It's just go time. Unless they wipe it out, and the only way they do that is a deeper price move. Okay, price keeps going. That means the RSI breaks this low and then they wipe out the
and it
divergence.
wipes it out on all time frames. That
Yeah,
that would effectively wipe it out on all the higher time frames too.
yeah, pretty much. A break of this low
At
right
that
here,
at that point, you short the pullback.
or something. Remember, we might or long it because we could get a flat here bef- before down. So I don't want to get bogged down with too many other ideas. Those are my main ideas for now, and it's been working well for me, I think. So, um, yeah,
Jim, one
yeah,
more question, please.
sure.
It's if you could go back to that previous chart, I want to ask you something about
What,
that chart.
Ethereum?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see that where you have the one starting. Is it possible that it started from the previous low? The one, the beginning of one, the beginning of one. Yes. Is that
that's
possible?
that's the way it should be drawn. I just had it imprecisely drawn. So this is a leading diagonal one, two, three, four, five, and all of that's one, starting at the low here. Three waves down to here for two.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, let's watch 2K or wicking below it in Ethereum. Let's watch. Let's watch that 30K mark and higher. 31 for Bitcoin. But I don't want to see this trending up here and breaking my trend line up here. Don't want to see that. If that continues up, I'm not going to like it. And I'm not going to like my count. Not going to like my count. I only like my count if it comes down around here. It can hit the high one more time, but that's it. And then it needs to come down. If it doesn't start coming down, then I'm gonna have to look at the count again. So that's what we're facing. That's what we're waiting for. Those of you studying Elliott wave, this is a beautiful example of a WXY. It's a perfect example. WXY is made up of three, three, three. It's a double zigzag. So this is five. That's three. We got another five. We got another three. That's a one, two, one, two. That 1 2 1 2 idea gets invalidated right here, and that locks in this as an ABC. And this is going up. This high gets broken. Because remember, the two wave can't surpass the origin of one. So if this is one, two, see how this didn't break that? So that's valid. And this is another impulse, one, two. As long as we don't break that top, that'll be valid as a 1 2 1 2, which means we go way down in the next wave. The next wave is gonna be a big one if it comes. 11 minutes to shenanigans. All right, I'll get that uploaded for everybody. Any questions before I think y'all asked some pretty good ones.
Sounds good. Thank you. We appreciate you for your time.
Yeah, guys, let's get this crypto, man. We got good plan here for. Like I said, I'm short from right where we are. It's a good short entry now to fire a bullet. Don't fire your whole position, but fire away. The stop is close. You might wait for the daily close. You might wait 10 minutes, see what it does. So you never know. It might shoot up. They might shoot it up on us, guys. So that's going to screw us up. It's going to make us doubt our count. It's going to make us do all kinds of things. So we'll have to reconvene here if they shoot it up on the daily. Then we'll have to figure it out. Remember, I'm still bullish, and so they they can, I suppose. Let me talk about that for a minute, guys. I should have talked about it already. This could already be, and I've said it before. I finished WXY. And they might be just heading up like this. So if this breaks to the upside, guys, that's bullish. It's very bullish. If this breaks up during this close, so if we don't get this down move, that's okay. Doesn't have to come.
You mean breaks up past trend, right?
Past this trend line. Yep. It could do that, and we have preserved a 1-2-1-2. Up we go. Not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying. I want to be clear what can happen. I just realized I was presenting a kind of a one-sided picture. All right, 8 minutes till the next close. We'll talk to y'all later, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
You're welcome, guys.